Hi, my name is Michael Cimarusti from Providence restaurant here in LA. Today we're going to cook some wild king salmon in 5 minutes. But I make no promises.
Alright, the first thing I want to do is I want to take the skin off the fish. And I'm going to take off the bloodline as well. Just some people are freaked out by that. Now I'm going to cut the fish into 2 smaller pieces. So these pieces of fish are now about 3/4 of an inch thick. So they'll cook fairly quickly. I'm just going to season with Maldon salt. A little bit of freshly milled pepper. And then we'll start them out in the pan. And the pan doesn't need to be terribly hot. As a matter of fact, you don't want it to be terribly hot. And then we can just push that off to the side for the time being. And then we have these shimejis, which they sort of conveniently break off in these big bunches. And then I'm just going to separate them a bit. I think that's probably enough for 1 plate. And then again, in a preheated pan, we'll just add a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. And toss them in and allow them to saute. So now what I want to do is open up a couple of these candy cots and remove the seed. I'm going to add the candy cots to the pan with the salmon. What I'm hoping for is to get a little bit of color on the candy cots, and the natural sugars in the fruit will do that pretty easily. They'll caramelize really well. What I want to do now is just flip it over, because we'll have good color on the first side. Just let it sit there for about a moment, like maybe 30 seconds. And then I'm going to remove it and just keep it in a warm place while we finish the rest of the dish. So now it'll have a couple of minutes to rest, and it'll still be medium rare when we cook it, or when we eat it.
So the salmon has a little red stripe in it.
In the
so
center,
tell,
so it's still rare in the middle, but it will carry over. And by the time we eat it, it'll be like a nice medium rare. So I want to season the candy cots just with a little salt and pepper. And meanwhile, I'm going to prepare a very, very simple vinaigrette. So just a little extra virgin olive oil in a small container, and then we're going to bead the balsamic vinegar into it, like that. Just put the 2 pieces of fish down there. A few more mushrooms on top. I didn't bring a spoon with me, so. A little of the vinaigrette just around the fish. And then we'll garnish with a miner's lettuce. And it's an edible flower. It's called a bachelor button.
That's delicious. So good. Oh my gosh. Jacob, put that camera down. Have a bite.